Hello, everyone. John Frost with Top Spin Tennis. In this video, I'm going to show you the power fade forehand, probably one of the most prolific shots in tennis. I'm going to show you 4 magic moves and how to hit this shot effectively. Enjoy the video. All right, before we get into the video, let's go ahead and let's look at the intention on this shot. And basically what we're trying to do is take this ball. It's going to be a high ball. And that can be challenging for a lot of players, is this high ball. Notice the contact point, how it's above the shoulders here. And basically what we're going to look to do is take this ball and make it slide off the court. That's the intent. We're going to pick a big target and make this ball move off the court, which can be very effective in moving our opponent as well. So that's the intent. Take the ball, make it bend in the air, and inflict as much damage as possible on our opponent. All right, let's go ahead and look at magic move number 1, and that's going to be the grip. You've got to make sure you have the ideal grip here, and if we were to zoom in, Gianni's base knuckle here is on bevel number 4. That is a semi-western grip. It's an ideal grip for these high balls. It gets the hand under the ball, and when we unleash and we're ready to take this hand and pull it forward, we're able to lift and drive at the same time on this shot. So that's magic move number 1, is going to be that grip. Magic move number 2 is really the loading phase. You got to understand how to prepare for this ball. And if we look at Gianni's loading phase here, notice how he's got great extension here with his non-hitting arm. The majority of the weight, remember the right leg is the boss. 90% of that weight is on that right leg. 10% is on the left leg. That's the stabilizing leg. And he has a steady head. His head is not bobbling around. There's not a lot of moving parts here. You want to be steady before you unleash on this ball. So he's doing a great job here with magic move number 2. Magic move number 3 is getting that racket head into the slot. And what I mean by that is, see where this racket stops moving right here? We call this a slot entry. And if we see the ball, I'm going to move the video. There's the ball. And look where the racket head is. This is a low to high swing path. So I think a lot of players think that when they're hitting a high ball, they've got to level that shot out. You technically are going to get into a slot below the ball. And this comes from my friends Chuck Tomlin and John Carpenter over at Advanced Tennis Foundation. We are going to get that racket head below the ball. And when we make contact, it will be above the shoulders. So racket head is below the shoulders. See where that racket head is? And then when we make contact, it will be above the shoulders. So that is a low to high swing path. Notice that contact point. We talked about it before. It's going to be above the shoulders. The racket head is above the hand here. And that's key, because I think sometimes people feel like the hand and the has to be at the same level of the ball. The hand will be slightly below the ball. Food for thought here too. Gianni is 6'5", so his hand to ball ratio would probably be more level, right? Someone like me who's 5'9", you know, look at his hand to ball ratio. I might be here if I'm 5, since I'm 5'9". My hand might be below the ball a lot more. So just something to keep in mind, how height can make a big difference with the contact point. One other thing too here with this contact point is that notice how the hand will lead in front of the racket head. He's actually dragging that racket head, and he's going to pull with that hand, and he's getting to the inside of the ball. That's how he's able to take that ball and make it move off the court, because he's actually getting that hand to the inside of the ball, which actually almost puts like a side spin on the ball, and that's how he's able to make that ball move. Watch how it bends in the air. That's because the hand leads, the racket head drags, and that's a great little power position. Magic move number 4 is the finish. So from here, he's going to go from the ball. He will compress it. He's not hitting too thin here. He is getting a good chunk of that ball, so he is compressing it. And then he's going to pull to the left. This is an absolute violent movement, going from the ball and staying connected and pulling across. And notice where he finishes here. He takes that racket and it goes right into that left hand. He's catching that racket here. Gets good rotation with the hips and shoulders. and finishes across his body. The challenge sometimes I think players feel like on this shot is that they have to get a lot of power and they extend that hand and that racket head out, and then you become disconnected and we spoil the swing. You don't want to do that. You want to go from the ball here and pull across. Look at that good rotation, good kinetic chain here. So there you go. Those are the 4 magic moves on the power fade. Do me a favor, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, do that. It helps the algorithm. Hit that like button, that notification bell, and leave a comment as well. What did you like about the video? What do you think differently on? What would you just like to see in the future? Thanks so much. Have a great day.